Welcome to our spring garden tour for 2025, guys. I have so many different garden areas to be showing you. We planted so much new stuff since last month. If you guys watched last month's garden tour, we've put together a lot of areas. We've gotten a lot of seasonal tasks done. So I'm excited to show you guys it all put together. I'll show you guys what we've planted since last month's garden tour. I'll also touch on what is planted. So I'll cover all the stuff that's planted. Whether we planted it last month or before the last garden tour, we'll show you guys everything. I'm also going to show our herb garden this month, which I did not show last month. Some more of our perennials and trees, because I did not hit them all last month either. So I'm excited to show you guys. And I'm going to leave links for a lot of the products and gardening stuff that I have and I use down in the description. So if you guys are curious about what we're growing this year as Texan gardeners, and we've been gardening for probably 4 or 5 years now, then come along with me while I show you guys our spring tour. We're getting a lot of our warm season crops are either in the ground or getting ready to go in the ground. So this is going to be an exciting one. So I'm going to start with the herb garden today. Sorry about the road noise. I'm close to the road here, but we'll be out of here real soon. So most of the perennials are coming back now. So we have peppermint. There's also a lot of weeds like dandelion and chickweed. I think that this is chickweed. So we have peppermints coming back. The oregano is actually getting to the point where I might start harvesting from it soon. It's getting pretty tall and it's sort of all over the place. There's also peppermint mixed in with the oregano. So you see the one that's more darkish purplish, that's peppermint. And then this is echinacea, our purple coneflower. We've had this for a couple of years now. It comes back every year without fail. We just have to cut back the dead. It dies like in late fall, early winter. And then we just cut it back, and in the spring it comes back like this. So it just started popping out of the ground a couple weeks ago. So this is either yarrow or it's chamomile. Honestly, I can't tell the difference until they get bigger than this. The leaves look so similar to me. I believe yarrow is a perennial, but it could be chamomile too. That reseeds itself naturally. So you guys will have to stay tuned to see what that turns out to be. And then this is comfrey, guys. If you guys plant comfrey, you're not getting rid of it, so don't try. I'm actually thinking about digging this up in a little bit and separating some of these out, because there's like 2 or 3 plants here now instead of just one. And I'm thinking about putting this where I have some issues with invasive weeds in the back garden to sort of help, because I'd rather have comfrey growing there than the weeds that I can't even use. And then this is 2 tansy plants. These were a gift from a neighbor last year when we helped her call her chickens. She gave us some tansy and she gave us some not echinacea, she gave us elderberry. She gave us some elderberry cuttings and she gave us some tansy plants. Tansy's still growing strong, and I harvested a lot from this last year, so hopefully we'll get the same this year. I still need to finish cutting back some of the dead here. You can see there's some dead, but otherwise it's looking really nice. I have chives that are a lot bigger than this in the back. That's just a little baby sprout, but it's coming back now from its winter slumber. Up here it stays a little bit cooler than down back, so I think that that's why sometimes these things take a little while up front to get warm and sprout. So we actually have a couple of garden beds up by the herb garden, and this one has parsnips in it right now. They're sort of scattered about though, so I think we're gonna probably try and put something else in here with them. And then this is the other one, and this has onions in it. And this is Bailey's lilac bush. So this actually, I don't believe grows in our zone, because when we first got it, it kept dying like back to the ground, which I know is normal with some things, but I don't think that this is meant for our zone. I think it's meant for warmer zones. But last year it actually flowered for the first time, and it's already flowering again this year. And guys, if you do not have one of these and you can grow it in your zone, they are so beautiful and they smell amazing. So this is a purple one. It's very, very pretty. And after a few years of hard work and trying to keep it alive, it is doing really well and thriving. And then right here is our knockout rose bush. It always gets so big every single year, and it's starting to put on buds. And guys, knockout roses are also very pretty. They're not good cut flowers, just keep that in mind. But these things bloom like crazy all the way from spring to like your first frost. And they're so easy to grow. So if you guys don't want to go through all the stress of growing roses, these are so easy. Highly recommend. Here's some tomatoes and peppers that we're currently hardening off for the outside. We're probably getting ready to plant them soon. You can see they have a slight amount of sunburn. A little bit. The tomatoes don't at all. The peppers have a little bit of sunburn. But we need to just be careful, and we'll try not to kill them. And here's the garlic bed. You can see we're starting to get a lot more weeds now, but we've actually been actively working on weeding, and I'll show you some of the areas that we've actually done. This is not one of them. So this is our garlic bed. We have lots and lots of garlic. Some of it did get dug up by some animals, because we did have garlic in here too. I think it got dug up because when I came out there was holes So I'm assuming that that's what happened. But we still have a decent amount of it in here. So we'll still get a better harvest than we did last year, because last year we got none. So, and then we also do have some carrots. These are just sort of sprawling up in, you know, different weird places. That might be a zinnia. It sort of looks like one. We get weird volunteer plants now that we've been gardening for this many years. So sometimes we just have stuff pop up and we don't know where it came from. Here are some onions in this bed. I think that Joshua also has some seedlings in the middle here. Like, I believe that that's something that he planted, but I don't remember quite what that is. And maybe that as well. And then here's another bundle of the chives. I have 3 different bundles throughout the garden that I've done. And so this is the second out of 3, because you saw the one in the herb garden. My third one definitely is one that I harvest from more often than this one and that herb garden one. But this one's probably ready for a little chop too. And here's another onion bed. We got some onions. This is where we probably lost most of the onions during that cold snap. There's still a decent amount of them in here, but we definitely lost a decent amount too. And then this is that bed that broke down that I told you I wasn't sure what we were doing with when I did my garden tour last month. We've decided that we're not going to replace it this year, but we're just going to plant in ground in that area. So the landscape fabric will make the barrier pretty much, and we're just going to plant in the ground in there and not even mess with it this year. It's starting to rain out here, so I might need to take a break. We'll have to see. This is the blackberry bush. Last year, you guys saw there was a lot of dead on it. Well, I got all of the dead stuff pruned now from the center. Everything that you see, all these leafing, beautiful red branches are going to be fruiting branches this year, so we should get a lot of blackberries. And there also was some baby plants in the front that I started moving to the back. You can still see there's a couple here that I need to move, but I got some of that done. And then over here is the yucca that I showed last month. Not much has changed. I definitely still want to move it. I just haven't figured out how I want to do it yet. And then right here, this is our early flowering peach tree. So this one actually already has fruit on it, and it has fruit all over the tree. So we're super excited about that. It even has fruit up here. And then this is our later flowering peach tree. Both of them have been pruned for the year. I know about the caterpillar sac. I am taking care of that. I am going to take care of that. But the bees have been loving all the flowers. I've seen bees all over this thing on not rainy days. It's super, super pretty, guys. Peach trees have not been that hard to grow either here. And we don't really spray anything on our trees. Unless there's like a problem, which so far we haven't had. So far proper maintenance has just been enough to keep them fruiting and flowering. And then here's one of Joshua's pallet beds with onions in it. I believe Jonathan recently planted some greens in this bed too. Same exact thing with this bed right here. And now we are on garden bed. I don't know, it's like an alley, walkway. This is our newest area to the garden this year. That bed's laying down right now because without any soil in it, the wind's been sort of knocking it over, so I just laid it on its side for now until we can get some soil in that. But otherwise, oh, this is some exciting news. So we have great plants. We've got 4 of them. We have 2, oh boy, 2 Candice seedless. So this is one of them. And I thought that it was dead because it does have damage, actually, like a lot of damage. Like right at the fall, right before it died back, one of the animals broke it off the fence here on a main part. But look, buds, it's alive. No problems either. It's got buds all over it. So I'm really, really happy that that's still alive. I thought I was gonna have to rip it out. So this is one of the Candice. This is another one of the Candice right here. I believe this one started budding as well. Let me see here, I wanna follow it. Yeah, right here. That's a bud, and that's attached to the plant right there. So that's also budding this year. And then we also have 2 Marcus seedless. So this is one of those right here. And that's got leaves all over it already. It's very pretty. And then I'll just skip this bed for a second because there's the last one. Also alive. So all 4 grapes survived the winter, which is great. That was their first years in the ground in the winter. We planted them last spring. So it's glad to see that they made it. This is one of the Veggiega beds. If you guys are interested in some metal raised garden beds, love Veggiega. They're extremely high quality. They put together very nicely. They're seamless. These are gonna keep your crops, they're gonna warm up faster in the spring. And so we actually planted beets in this bed in the winter. Not very many, I just planted a few. And they actually survived the entire winter here. So you can see I have one here and I've got one here. I think that might be it. A couple of them died, I think, but a couple of them survived. And beets should not survive the winter here. I also have radishes in here, including a fun variety of black radish. We have onions. I have some different flowers going on in here. That is not one of the flowers I planted. That is a weed that I need to remove, but I'm worried because there's carrots in here and I don't want to rip out the carrots quite yet. They're not quite ready to come out yet. So there's carrots in here mixed with this weed. I actually like the veggie God beds so much. We added 2 more this year. So there's one down there and one here. And if you guys want to grab these, I have a 10% off discount code for you guys. I'm going to leave it in the top of the description for you. I highly recommend them. They're very high quality metal beds. You guys can get them in all different sizes too. You can like customize them differently if you buy different sets. And then they also sell like different heights. Like you can get waist high ones. These are like some of their shorter ones. But I don't need waist high beds, so I'm not worried about it. But you can get waist high ones, you can get different lengths, you can get like L shapes, you can get circular. So go check out their website, guys. They have a lot of different stuff. And then I actually added a solar, I don't know if I had this in last month, but this is a solar drip irrigation and it runs off of like a bucket of water instead of needing a faucet, which is nice. You just put your inlet hose and water sensors in there and that's a pump and timer. And I have it attached to these grow bags. So that needs some new plants. That has onions. More onions. That needs some new plants. This has onions and carrots. This is another metal raised garden bed, not from Veggie God. This one's a cheaper one that I was trying out. Jonathan's carrots came up in here that he planted. You can see a whole bunch of little baby carrots, very cute. So this bed is full now. It has plenty of crops in it. These need some new crops back here. Some of them still have onions in them, but they have space. That has onions. Joshua planted in this Veggie God bed right here. He planted lettuce, a zucchini, and I want to say marigolds, I think. So he just planted those like a couple days ago, so they have not come up yet. But you guys will probably see them in the next garden tour. I have some grow bags here that I need to fill and plant in. This is the other Veggie God bed that I need to fill. This garden bed where I haven't decided where I'm putting it yet. It's really cool though. It's like a plant fabric material with like PVC. So it's like really lightweight and whatever, but I wanted to try that out too. Trying out some different things. I want to get like, I want to after this year maybe get together like a comprehensive guide for you guys on like why I like and dislike different methods of planting, like grow bags, garden beds, in ground. So I wanted to try lots of different ways of different crops this year just to sort of get some info on that. Here's one of Joshua's pallet beds full of onions. These potato bags, I planted potatoes in them last month. The potatoes, we had a really hard rainstorm right after I planted them, and I just dug down like a week ago and they rotted, so I need to replant those. This is another bed that we haven't filled yet. We've had a lot of new beds to fill, so some of the bigger ones have been getting pushed off a little. Another grow bag. This is another metal garden bed full of onions, and then I have 2 more of those, but they're just sitting waiting to be filled with soil. So you can see we've definitely gotten a lot further on putting this area together. You guys know that this was not a well put together area last garden tour last month. A lot of the beds weren't even in their right space. Now I only have like 2 beds that need a space, and most of them are either getting filled with soil or have been planted in at this point. So you can see last month this was not weeded at all, and they did get this weeded now. So we have lettuce on this side. I've been harvesting from that. It's been great. It actually looks like it's ready for another harvest already. Turnips, which I did have thinned out now, so now they're just getting bigger. You can see we've got some pretty big ones down there now. Turnips and beets have always been like something easy to grow. If you guys are looking for easy stuff, radishes, turnips, and beets, guys, really easy. Surprisingly easy. Here we have some Brussels sprouts, which actually look like they may be putting on some sprouts, which is nice. Look at that. And then next to them we have cabbage. I know that that's a big no-no, but it is what it is. Joshua planted cucumbers next to this big arch trellis here. Hang on, I'll show it to you from the other side so you guys can see. So this is the trellis right here. And he planted cucumbers right here. They just have not come up yet. And then on the other side, I plan to put some loofah. And then in this entire row, we have onions. You can see them all going down. We also have onions over there in that square block. And then chives as well. This is the chives that I harvest from really often. So I actually just harvested from this the other day, and it's already coming back with more shoots. Here's another one of our blackberry bushes. We actually put this in the fall of 2023, so we have not gotten any fruit off of it yet. I'm hoping for fruit this year. It looks like it's mature enough for fruit now. Here's another one. I think these are both the Owachitas, so they are thornless, and they've been doing great here. no winter or heat struggles at all. Sorry about the like random pieces of cardboard. We use it for the garden to sort of suppress the weeds, so there's just a lot of it sitting down here. Right there is a little raspberry bush. That did give us some fruit last year, but it did struggle a little bit in the heat, so I'm not sure that's going to give us some this year. But I did trim all the dead off of it now. There's no dead branches anymore. So I've gotten all the dead trimmed off of these now. Here we have some more beets. Obviously those couple in the veg you got aren't gonna be enough. So we put some more in, mostly Joshua. Joshua's been handling a lot of planting for me lately. And then here we have radishes. Lots and lots of radishes, guys. These are actually just about ready to harvest. Radishes are such a quick and easy crop. And if you guys have kids who want to plant or you want to get your kids planting, radishes are a great buy seed crop that can be grown like, now in Texas, it's starting to get just a hair late. You could probably put some more in yet. We're in zone 8, by the way, just for reference. You could probably still put some more in, but if you live anywhere north of us, you can definitely still do radishes. And they're great for kids because you just literally plop them in the ground by seed and you have like a harvest in 6 to 8 weeks. So great for kids' patience levels because we know that kids can't normally take care of crops for long on their own. But that would be a good one because it's seed to harvest so fast. Some lettuce engulfed in weeds. You guys have to understand, if you don't live in Texas, then you probably don't understand that the weeds here literally take over in like that, like just a couple days and you'll have weeds everywhere. Like they just weeded this like, oh man, less than a week ago. And they're literally engulfed in weeds again. So it's much easier for them to keep this, like, cause the little ones can keep that clear, but the boys, I let the boys come down and do these cause I don't want the little ones actually pulling up lettuce crops. And then if y'all live in Texas, elderberries are really easy perennial that you guys can do here. They do absolutely amazing. Look at that one. Elderberry has had no struggles here through the summer or the winter, and we get huge harvests off of them. I mean, we probably have triple the amount of shoots this year. And you guys, if you were watching our harvest last year, you saw how many berries we got, guys. We got a lot of berries. We even got flowers. Like I harvested just flowers and we still got berries. So, and then here is the 2 that we got from I talked about, we helped a neighbor call chickens and she gave us some elderberry cuttings and tansy. So here's one of the elderberry cuttings she gave us. So I put this in the ground in late spring last year, guys. And look at how big it is. We'll probably get like 1 stalk of fruit maybe off of it. And then here's the other elderberry bush she gave us. Much smaller, much cuter, but also very healthy and good looking. So we have an abundance of elderberry here, guys. And we love it. And they're so easy to grow. And then this is probably like picture of beauty in the garden right now. I mean, look at that, guys. So this is an Asian pear tree. We've never had more than a few flowers on it. Mom hasn't even seen this yet. I forgot to tell her. But this year, look at it. It's gorgeous. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Tons of flowers. It still needs to be pruned, but otherwise it's in beautiful shape. I'm wondering if we may get some fruit off of it this year, and I may let it fruit. I didn't let it fruit last year. I knocked the fruit off because it was still small and it only produced like 2 pears. So I just knocked them off. But this year I may let some, I wouldn't let it keep that much fruit obviously, but I may let it keep some. And then this is one of the blueberry bushes. Obviously you guys know the blueberry bushes did horrible over the summer. Like probably 2/3 of the plant died on this one. And you guys, if you watched the last garden tour, you saw how much was dead. I pruned that all off now. So it's just the living stuff. We're probably not gonna get a lot of blueberries this year. There's not tons of flowers on them like there were last year. I think though that once they get a couple of summers in, then they'll start to get resistant to it. But that was a really hard summer for them. And then this is the other one. You can see there is still some living branches here. I'm just waiting to see until like, I wanna see how much of it's actually alive so I can go ahead and prune the dead off. And then right here is our only living apple tree. It's so sad. This is our Gala apple. So our only last apple trees struggle here in the heat unless you got to get them started well. This one had a lot of shade and I think that that's what did better for this one. So, but at least it's alive. We have one. And then this asparagus, guys, has been going insane. Guys, make sure you're in tune to our harvest videos because I've been harvesting asparagus and I guess I need to do another harvest tomorrow because I got that one to harvest, that one. Like I said on the last harvest video, I'm not harvesting these because of how short and thin they are. And this will probably be the last one I take off of this one because look, it's starting to get thin. So once they start getting thin, you want to stop. But this one's nice and thick. Look at that bud. How pretty. Our regulars are probably wondering, hey, did they get a greenhouse? It's been in the background of the video for some time now. So now that it's raining, let me go inside and I'll tell you the story of how we got it. Actually, I'm not going to tell you the whole story. We got it today. I'm not going to give you the entire story. I plan to do another video very, very soon. So if you guys are new, make sure you're subscribed, and we're going to do, like, I'll show you guys, we're going to move all the plants out here into the greenhouse, all the ones that aren't ready for full outside exposure yet. And I'll tell you guys in there how we got it. Let's just say that we have a very generous neighbor, but it's in really nice shape. He kept it in really nice shape. The only thing that's really wrong with it is it has that one like big hole there, which can be patched up. Like, and I'm not expecting to like never have to replace the plastic on this thing. The frame is still in decent shape though. And otherwise, like when we were looking at his place, we walked in and it was like 20 degrees warmer. So even with that hole, it was still like way warmer than it was outside. There was a clear difference. So I'm excited because we'll finally be able to get all of those plants out of the house and into here. The ones that aren't quite ready for exposure yet. I'm probably gonna even move like the seedlings and stuff in here. I'm gonna move my micro tomatoes out in here. So I'm really excited, guys. This is exciting. But while I'm walking back up here, I'm back up to here. We do have Swiss chard here. This is probably ready to start harvesting. I'll probably start taking some of these bigger outer leaves now. It's looking very, very nice. And this is the one that survived. We have planted this last spring. So if you guys were wondering if you could do Swiss chard all year round in Texas, the answer is yes. And right here is our Methley plum tree. This also needs pruned this year. I believe that this got planted the same year as the pear. So they're both doing really well during the summer and the winter. I mean, look at this. It doesn't really have any flowers on it, which is fine for its age. Like, I'm not worried about it. But the leaves are in great shape. The branches are in great shape. It just needs a little light pruning, guys. So this is beautiful. I also forgot to show this in the last one, so I'm sorry. I forgot to show a lot of the trees and stuff in the last garden tour, but I think I covered them all this time.
We also planted a potato field by the cow's pasture. This is where we're doing all of our in-ground potatoes this year. Joshua would like to use the rest of the space to plant watermelons, but he has not done that yet.
Let me know if y'all enjoyed that garden tour in the comments below, and don't forget, I am going to be posting about that greenhouse and stocking it all up very, very soon. So if you're not already, make sure that you are subscribed so that you get notified when we post new content. If you guys have any questions about gardening, or you guys want to see a specific crop in our garden this year, I am taking suggestions from viewers. So if you guys want to see a specific crop in our garden this year, please let me know and I'll consider adding it. And don't forget to give this a thumbs up.